Hi friends, today I came with one more important and interesting one. We'll start. India, we know, is one of the top four countries in the list of largest economies and also global economic power, digital innovator, and especially home for the world's largest youth. But still, it is lacking behind somewhere, that is in gender equality. So, World Economic Forum recently released its Gender Gap Report 2025. The performance of India is worst than previous year because the rank dropped by two places, that is 131 out of 146 countries with 64.1% as a score. In 2024 report it was 129 out of 146 countries, and before in 2023 it was 127 rank. If we see the technical things, when it comes to World Economic Forum, it calculates gender gap in the countries based on four criteria, that is economic participation and opportunity, first one, and then educational attainment, and health and survival, and last and final one is political empowerment. In according to the report, India is lacking in two things, that is health and survival, and one more is economic participation and opportunity, which are very essential for meaningful gender parity, and signs of a structural failure, we can say, for holding back national progress. In spite and despite of attaining development in education of women, still we are lacking in women's health and autonomy, and sex ratio uh, at birth remains among the most skewed in the world, reflecting persistent sun preference. We know the sun meta preference theory. Sun is preferred over daughter in our society. Still, it is continuing according to the report. And healthy life expectancy of women also is very less compared to men. All these things are showcasing our focus, less focus and neglect in reproductive health, preventive care, nutrition, especially for women from low income groups, areas, we can say, and rural backgrounds. Budget allocation for health, especially for women, has increased since years. It is very necessary, especially at the primary care level. Necessary for the women's well-being, their access to the basic services and such as education and healthcare. According to National Family Health Survey 5, 57% of women in India between the age 15 to 45 are anemic. This makes them an unfit and reduce their ability to work, to learn, and even to carry the pregnancies. This indicates the broader failure to treat women's health as a nation's priority, especially when it comes to economic development. And labor force participation of women is also very less when it comes to earning. Somewhere we can here and there we can see the women's earning capacity is more than men, but not everywhere. Often we see the earning of women is always less than men in most of the cases. According to the McKinsey's Global Institute, in one of the reports in 2015, according to that, closing gender gap in India contributes $770 to India's GDP by 2025. But what happened? We are already in 2025. We lost out the opportunity. still it is, the gap is very much we can see. And especially women are so busy in informal and subsistence work, and there is a very less opportunity and very less priority to women's decisions, from boardroom to even the budget committees. So still we are not giving the priority to the women to tell their opinions. We are feeling still shy to take their decisions to implement. And we know still we have the burden of unpaid work. According to the Time Use survey, the domestic work what women do in their the everyday is 7 times more than what men do, but still we are not paying for that. And the one of the solutions maybe for that is investing in care infrastructure, like crutches, availability of crutches in the workplaces, and proper sanitation facilities, toilet facilities, and a basic infrastructure in the workplaces encourages women, millions of women to add into the workforce. Millions of women come out of the work and re-enter, rejoin into the work. So government, both central and state government, must begin to account for unpaid work in their economic and social policy frameworks. We have to do the real investments in care infrastructure. We have to do gender budgeting. These are the few ways where we can uh, see the development, see the encouragement to the woman to come out of the home and work. And Uruguay and South Korea, these are the two countries who implemented to pay unpaid work, and seeing the fruitful results because of their initiatives. And one more thing is India is at its demographic turning point. Means we are having the youth, the workforce, working able people are more in India now. It's going on. So government should focus on it. If it focus on the guidance to the young people in India, it take India to somewhere. So we have to focus on it. But if we neglect it, the consequences will be worst, because um, according to one of the surveys, the elder people will be doubled in India by 2050. Elder people means dependent people. If especially it consists of widow women, unemployed women. So all these people will be more by 2050, because working people are very less, but dependent on them are very high. So there is a no balance. So the consequences will be worst. So gender equality is no longer just a rights issue now. It is a demographic and economic necessity, if we say. So if women continue to exit or be excluded from the workforce, the dependency ratio will rise even faster, and uh, it will be a greater strain on fewer workers and undermining physical stability. What is required is finally the real investments, paid for care services, investment in the basic amenities which should be there for a woman to work, and health systems, their education. These are the basic things which we have to focus on, which makes a greater difference, and it will help us economically to the countries like India. And so finally we can say the gender gap report, which is released by World Economic Forum every year, is not just a report, it's a warning. Until and unless India treat gender equality as a center to its economic development, the things won't change. So don't see gender inequality or gender equality as just a rights issue. It's much more than that. We have to go, still have to go further. Then only we can see the real development in India. So this is what I want to share with you people. If you feel that I have missed something and I went somewhere wrong, please comment in the comment box. Thank you.